Hello again, this time starting a bit of Turnip28. If you're not familiar, Turnip28 is a weird, dark Napoleonic horror game, where everything is also possessed by turnips. Most everything in the game has to be kit bashed or scratch built, as there aren't any official models, well, not many. The standard game has 4 units per side, so I'm going to start off by making some fodder, which is the most numerous unit, and also the weakest. For the basis of the models, I grabbed some 1804 French infantry from Victrix, because they look quite miserable, and that's very fitting for a turnip game. You get 2 kinds of infantry with this box. You get kind of standard line infantry and then some grenadier types. But for now, just sticking with the standard infantry and keeping the grenadiers for something else later, probably for a unit of brutes or chaff. Another reason I picked this box is you do get some nice hats with it. To start off with, I clipped out all the bodies, as well as all the backpacks and the heads, and put them in piles. Some of these pieces had quite bad flash, so I took a sharp knife and using the edge of the blade to scrape away until it was removed. They also had these weird integrated bases that were all a different size, so I took the pair of clippers again and snipped them off, trying not to mutilate the feet too much, but given the amount of mud and crap on the base, it's not too bad if I leave some. I kept all the pieces I trimmed off from the base for later, as a bunch of small plastic pieces might be useful for rubble later, perhaps in a different build. There was a bit of excess left on the sides, so I went in with a sharp knife and gently trimmed off the edges. For the bases, I'm using standard 20mm round from Renidra. I then stored the plastic bits for later. One of the bodies got the foot a bit mangled when I was trimming the base, so I amputated below the knee, and then using part of a mace from another kit, gave him a peg leg. With all the bodies out and trimmed off their integrated bases, I used plastic glue to attach him onto the round bases. Once dry, I gave them a backpack as well. I divided the arms into 2, so I'd have 6 of each. 6 holding their muskets in a kind of marching pose, and the other 6 kind of making ready. So I could easily differentiate them if I wanted to split them into 2 regiments, or if I used them as one big regiment with 2 ranks. Now fully armed, they were ready to have some heads. You do get a lot of different heads in this box, a lot of having kind of tricorns or bicorns, and a few with these kind of soft caps, and even a few kind of bare skin grenadier caps as well. So there's a nice range to play with. But they look altogether too clean and organised, so taking some Milliput, which is a 2-part modelling putty that behaves a lot like clay, I took some small blobs and then pushed them onto the faces of the models to make some scarves and face wraps and even some sacks that would cover their faces. Showing faces is a little bit frowned on in Turnip28, so I opted to cover most of them, using the side of a sculpting tool to add a few folds and creases onto the masks. few models got the full sack head treatment, so I covered their face with a blob of milliput, poked some creases in and some eye holes. Others got some fur mantles on the shoulders, or extra cloth rags hanging down from them. To lead my force, I created the Turnip Pope by combining some Wargames Atlantic priest parts with a hat I sculpted myself and the head from a Stargrave kit. He is now ready to lead the rabble. For the bases, took some Vallejo ground texture paste and smeared it all over the base, giving it a nice thick coat in parts. I'm going for a swampy, muddy field type base on these, so most of the work is just done by the flat texture paste. I also use the paste to go up the legs some, where you get dirt and muck creeping up. Also using it to add some rust onto the rifles. Once that was fully dry and safe to paint, I gave it a base coat of Vallejo Black Surface Primer. To speed up painting these, I used a zenithal highlight of a light tan colour instead of my usual dark brown base coat. I used various earthy and grey tones for the trousers, with a lighter, almost white paint for the coat. This will all get grimed down and dirtied up a fair amount later on, which will hopefully make the brighter primary colour stand out a bit more. Most of the paints I'm using are from AK Interactive, but any of the metallics will be from P3 Privateer Press. It's not really worth going to depth on the painting process, because it's all going to be covered in dirt later, and there's much better painting tutorials to watch if you're interested in that type of thing. I'd initially planned to have the accents done in pink, so it would be a kind of turnip colour scheme between the white and the pink, but it turned out a little bit more red, which I stuck with. For the accessories, I used combinations of browns and greens, letting the zenithal undercoat do most of the work for me. The hats were an exception, which got painted black, except for the soft caps, which kept white with the red trim. For the metallics, I used a dark iron colour, and gave a line across the barrel on the supports, as well as on any of the clips or details that needed to be metallic. Now that they were nice and uniform, I took some dark brown paint, watered it down and smothered it all over, mixing up the concentration of paint and water so I'd get darker recesses on the lower half of the model and leave a bit more of the white coat on top visible, concentrating most of the dark colour onto the legs and the underarms. I prefer using a kind of glaze like this than an ink, because you get a bit more control over the flow and you get a matte finish at the end rather than a glossy one. Using a simple colour scheme on the bases, I took dark brown and gave it a base coat, which I then also crept up the legs to make them nice and muddy. They then got some rust onto the barrels using an orangey brown paint. To keep the swampy vibe on the base, I highlighted using an olive green colour, which I also used to give some mildew onto the wooden stalks. I made a base foliage paste by taking some coarse turf flock and adding it to some matte Mod Podge, then stirring it together. And less Mod Podge really is more in this case. If you add too much, it goes a bit glossy, and is much more of a solid kind of slime. While if you use less, you can retain the natural look of the turf. Applying that using a sculpting tool, so you can press down and get a good bond with the flock. To add some variation in the vegetation, I took some of these highland tufts and applied them onto the base as well. To blend the flock into the base, I took some more of the dark brown watered down paint and applied that so it would seep into the foliage and kind of naturally shades itself. Then going in with some brown paint on top and giving some highlights to the top edge. Then went in with a few more highlights, just to emphasise a few of the details and bring them back after the glaze. So the one guy with his face visible gets some blusher, and the guys with sacks on their heads get some bumped up contrast as well. With those highlights done, the fodder is finished. Ready to go off and fight over a muddy field, because some turnip thing said so. I have more plans for Turnip28 in the coming weeks, but thanks so much for watching. Catch you next time.